Hello friends, welcome to another video on Tutorialspoint with me Richa, and today in this particular segment under retail we will talk about health and safety. Well, let's see what is there for us in the agenda today. We'll talk about identifying the different hazards which may occur in a store area, understand the difference in the impact of poor and effective maintenance, identify the importance of securing customers' data and how to keep it confidential, understand the importance of safeguarding the store equipment, identify the importance of protecting the staff as well as the customers' belongings as well as the store products, learn about cleanliness in the store, learn about pest control and hygiene in the store area, and procedures for dealing with emergencies should an emergency occur inside a store. So let's get started on this particular module. Well friends, anything can happen and emergencies do not really come calling, do they? In a store, there could be some electrical hazards which may occur and cause an emergencies. Certain things like faulty electrical appliances. So if there is a air conditioning or a lighting which has been very old and not been serviced, it can lead to faulty electrical appliances. There could also be trailing wires, probably some wires sticking from here or there out of the socket, which can make people trip over there and can lead to emergencies inside the store area. Looking at certain housekeeping hazards which may occur due to certain negligence like spillages. There might be water spilled or there might be some or the other liquid spilled which can make people fall down and break some bones, like you can see in the images over here. There could be slippery surfaces. A housekeeping staff who is mopping the floor before the customers enter into the particular premise of a retail store can cause certain slippages. Hence, it is very essential and imperative that the store staff needs to be very aware of what is happening in the store area. Well, let's look at certain storage hazards which may happen into the retail outlet. There could be certain difference in the manufacturing as well as the expiry dates, and hence it's very essential that every store staff needs to be aware that expiry stuff needs to be moved out or removed out of the store and should not be kept on the shelf. It can be really detrimental to a customer's health. Talking about certain entry and exit hazards which may occur, well, in a entry or exit of a retail outlet, there should not be any obstacles which might make that a customer entering into the store fall down because of that particular obstacle. So obstruction at the emergency exit of the store should also be very clearly mentioned, and also it is important to mention into the store whenever you want a fire exit should be labeled and signaled properly to avoid any kind of mishaps. Let's talk about rather poor maintenance which leads to tripping over loose objects, which can happen with anybody. Being hit by falling objects could again be a risky factor for customers as well as clients. Slipping on greasy surfaces, wet or dry or rather even dirty surfaces. Striking against poorly stacked items. Now a retail staff might be stacking certain items into the store and it could be poorly stacked because of which it falls onto the ground. Cutting, puncturing or tearing skin on certain projected nails, wires as well as steel. Getting harmed by equipment in the store which are not fixed very well. So all the fixtures into the store area need to be properly screwed and properly maintained so that they do not fall over clients or as well as the staff people. Impact of effective maintenance. Friends, let's look at what will happen if there are good maintenance practices practiced by the retail staff. It will lead to fewer trippings as well as slippery accidents. Less hindrance for customer movement, which is very important because when customers come shopping, they want least amount of obstruction in front of them. Decrease fire as well as electrical hazards. Better control of tools as well as materials. More customers and employee safety. Well, not only for the customers, but also it's important that employees are safe and sound. More efficient equipment as well as maintenance of them. Better hygienic conditions as well as reduced property damage. Well, friends, looking at this entire list, I'm sure you will agree that's important to have good and effective maintenance so as to avoid all these mishaps happening in the future. Well, customer records are to be kept very, very confidential, and hence it's important, and rather it's very imperative, that the retail staff, the store staff, should never ever give out confidential data of the customers to another customers. For example, their bank account details, their transaction details, details of the customer in terms of their demographics or any other details any customer might ask, as well as how much they have purchased, their purchase records. If you give out such confidential information about the customer to any other client, it can lead to distrust amongst customers. Looking at certain safeguarding store equipments inside the store, well, you need them for against theft and burglary, because any retail outlet might face theft or burglary at some point or the other. So you're really protecting your outlet against theft, against material damage, as well as against fire. Now, electrical appliances might be faulty, because of which fire can happen, and it can damage a lot of products inside the particular retail outlet. Importance of safeguarding the store equipment, let's take a look at that. It minimizes the losses due to mishandling of the store equipment. It leads to fire and accidental electrical accidents. Accounts frauds can happen because of sharing the details of the customers, bank details, etc. It maintains the impressions of the store and the confidence and loyalty of the members or the clients. Hence, friends, it's very important to have good safeguarding of store equipments. Let's look at another factor which is very important in a store, and that is the cleanliness of the store. I'm sure, friends, when you go to shop at any retail outlet, you like to shop in a clean area, in a very, very neat and tidy place, not something which is very messy, right? So in the same way, let's quickly look at cleanliness in the store. You need to have a good work area, a clean work area. Ensure that regular dusting and mopping of shelves happens so that there is no dirt or dust accumulated. Keep the front door spotless, because that is the area which makes the first impression on a customer. Maintain necessary rooms. The trial rooms need to be neat and tidy and not looking very clustered or congested. Place the packaged materials out of sight. Ensure that there is ease of shopping, so there's easy availability of shopping bags, etc., whatever is required by customers. Make sure that the chilled and frozen display is working in a proper condition. The worst thing which can happen is when you put a particular frozen item inside a freezer and the freezer's temperature is not maintained, it can lead to damage of that particular item. Friends, it's very important that a store or a retail outlet needs to have ongoing pest control as well as good ventilation, for the simple reason that you do not want customers to run away, probably spotting a cockroach or a mosquito here and there, and hence ventilation also becomes important, because whenever customers are shopping in a particular outlet, you need to have good display of ventilation so that there is good movement of air. Hygiene is very important in the store area, and let's look at that. Dispose of waste material properly. In case you are, you go to a particular outlet which sells food items and grocery items, it's important to trash all the waste in the garbage bin. Make sure that plastics are used as well as caps are held when you're handling any kind of food items or food products. It's important to wear gloves in your hand just for hygienic factor. Make sure that the toilets are cleaned and maintained and sanitized regularly. Ensure that your store is clean and tidy. Friends, you spend the maximum time in the store when you're working as an employee of a brand, and your office area is like your home area, which has to be neat and clean. Well, procedures for dealing in terms of a fire emergency. Now, whenever there might be a fire inside a retail outlet, how do you handle that? Break the grass at the nearest manual fire alarm call point. Make sure that you fight the fire with the help of a fire extinguisher, if possible with an equipment, but not at a personal risk. If you do not know how to fight the fire with the extinguisher, make sure you call somebody for help. Alert everyone to exit through the fire exit and guide the store customers to the nearest fire exit, because there can be a lot of confusion in case of a fire inside a store. Friends, let's look at how do you contact, or what numbers do you contact in case of an emergency. Well, you need to firstly inform the manager of the store whenever there is a fire or any kind of emergency. You need to call 101 in case of a fire emergency and 102, 104 and 108 in case of an emergency related to medical. So friends, it's very important that these numbers should be called in case whenever there is a requirement in case of an emergency. Friends, that brings us to the end of this particular module on health and safety. We have understood a lot in details about how to make sure that your safety is very important as well as the customer safety is very important, and how to have good hygiene in the store, making sure that you are able to keep your store neat, clean and tidy. Thank you for watching us. Keep watching more videos coming your way.